I'm still in control. And so I declare here and now that any kind of accusation against me must have actual evidence, direct and physical evidence to back it up, or witnesses. However, people better be pretty careful about their accusations, because now that the YouTube legal matter is over and I've won, and now we've entered the lawsuit phase of this, they better be pretty careful with their accusations, but they also better be pretty careful with any kind of evidence. If they produce evidence, if they present evidence, and it has anything to do with that which has already been litigated and finalized, they could be facing perjury charges. That's a big deal. So I'm here to say it here and now. I'm going to make this completely legitimate and official. Any kind of accusations that are against me are to be completely ignored unless there is evidence, direct evidence provided with that accusation. Now, with law enforcement, it's a little different. They have authority. Okay? They are the authority. And because they've been fair, fairness is never always fun for either side of it, these kinds of situations, but they have been fair. They have been fair. And when the tides turn, they've always been expeditious about it. I will give them that. So, obviously, there are exceptions to be made there. But I'm talking about civilians. Civilians, people like that. Anyone making accusations against me without any sort of evidence, they are to be completely ignored and disregarded as falsehoods. Why? Well, take a look at it. Who lied to everyone this whole time? Over a decade later of soliciting people, finally, Denise comes out in the open and says, oh, well, I deceived you guys. And now that I'm by the back door close enough, now I can say, well, I deceived you guys. It was a big cover-up. I'm sorry for the trouble it caused our family, and I'm out of here. Bye. Meanwhile, everyone she solicited to get on board with it, they're trapped. They're trapped. They're trapped in a whole situation. Whatever few remaining people there are that are left in this situation, they're trapped. And so they're going to be looking for any opportunity they can to remove themselves from the equation. So what does that mean? Well, it means that they're going to be trying anything they can to manipulate and get this thing jump-started. So I'm going to declare here and now, because I'm in charge, this YouTube legal matter is over. I have been declared the winner because I always was the winner. My sister Denise lied to everyone. And if the people who have associated themselves with her want to take issue, well, that's their business. That's their concern. But they can't take issue with me anymore. Why? Because all the people who have been associated with Denise never received or even asked for any evidence in the first place to back up a single word Denise said. After all, she said that she deceived everyone and she covered things up. Well, what does that mean? That means she never had evidence against me in the first place, like I've always been saying. So what does that mean? That means that every single accusation that's been made about me on YouTube for the past well over a decade, every one of them have been without merit, without credibility, and without evidence. That means they're invalid. That means they're illegitimate. That means that it's wasted the court's time. It's wasted my time. I've lost nothing but, money, jobs, my home, my car, everything, my income. And now look, here I am all homeless. This is just BS, man. This has been so wrong. And what have I been telling everybody this whole time? I've been telling everybody that she's a liar and she is going to set you up and she is going to leave you hanging. And what did she do? What did she do? She did everything like I predicted, didn't she? Boy, I'll tell you, I'm entitled to like just a laundry list of apologies from people. But I wouldn't be able to trust their apologies anyways. After all, they never even asked or even investigated or even sought any sort of evidence against me in the first place. This is discrimination on steroids. All these people who associated themselves with my sister Denise in this, never once did they ask for any evidence. And if they did, none was given. How could there be? When she's been deceiving everybody this whole time. So now the people who got involved and didn't seek evidence to begin with, now look at them. Trapped. The only way that they can get out of this scot-free without, to go without being blamed for anything or dirtying their hands, as they call it, is if they were somehow able to jumpstart this thing and trick me into thinking that it's not over. But here's the problem. It is over. And now that I'm in charge, I am making this rule. Anyone makes any accusations against me for anything, we can't know for certain if they're associated with my sister Denise or not, because all the people who have been associated with her have all been very secret. And they've remained anonymous, haven't they? So where does that leave us? Well, that leaves me, one ripped off and screwed over individual all these years. The same guy who's been telling all of you, she's a liar. She's going to set you up. She's going to leave you hanging. She's going to trick you. But no one would listen. And now look, I was right after all along, wasn't I? So I'll just say this. Once again, any accusations that are made against me, completely illegitimate, completely invalid, and they are to be disregarded as falsehoods unless there is some actual direct and physical evidence to back it up, or a number of witnesses to back anything up. But once again, this entire matter is over anyways. If someone were to make an accusation against me and all of a sudden produce all this evidence or witnesses, that's perjury. They would basically bury themselves. So that's all I have to say. The reason I'm saying all this is because all of this should have been declared years ago. And I did. I tried telling everybody. But that's when the cybercrime really started kicking in pretty heavily, didn't it? Man, I have been so screwed over in all this. But I want to make this very clear. There is to be no more stalking of me. There is to be no more accusing me of anything. There is to be no more watching me in bathrooms or accusing me of things in bathrooms. I have a right to be the innocent man that I've been this whole time. Yes, that means my humanization is completely and fully restored, just like my good name and good reputation. Just imagine having all this happen to you, and the whole time you've been innocent. Well, now you have your first-hand witnesses as to what it's like. I think I've handled myself. I've had the patience of a saint, if you ask me. Whatever. I'm just making this clear. It's important. Thank you.